Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. Today, we're going to be talking about the new Blox Fruits update that released, 5 days ago. Earlier, about a week ago, I recorded a 50-minute long video that I'm not going to release for a couple of reasons. And one of those reasons is I wasn't entirely correct about the update. Mostly because we'd had very little information about what was actually going to be released this update. And I was reading basically a Twitter thread. So first of all, because I was reading a Twitter thread and there wasn't real proof about what was coming out this update, there wasn't much to say. There wasn't really much to say about the update and what was actually happening. Not a whole lot was known of the update. So, yeah. The update's out now. There's a couple of things that I'm not very happy with. And I don't think I can really speak for everybody who's ever played the game. But I can pretty much say that there's a couple of things that I'm not happy with. And one of those things being, this update is, like I expected, geared towards 3rd C players. And now a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, of course, because the max levels need to do something. And I kind of agree with that. And one thing that I can say for a fact is I've seen less max levels in 1st and 2nd C. Still not like, oh, there's none. Absolutely none. There are still some. And it was a couple of days ago I had to deal with a max level picking on my brother's girlfriend, but for the rest of humanity, I'm going to refer to her as my sister-in-law. Basically, my sister-in-law was playing and was getting pretty much fucking horrendously bullied by this max level player. Now, there were a couple players like that were 1st C that would come and try to kill her, but like they were level 5 to 600. So it wasn't hard to just say, knock that off before I obliterate you, in which then I would proceed to obliterate them because they wouldn't knock it off. But there's no harm in that. If you're doing that, I don't care. You're gonna die. I will obliterate you. I will find you, and I will bring you to justice. Horrible Batman impression, but you know. I will bring you to justice, and you will be dead. Because I have decided. The council has decided your fate. You've posted cringe. So, yeah. Now let's talk about the actual update. Not max level players, what the devs added. First of all, they've added rocket fruit. They've added mammoth fruit, and they've added sound fruit. We're going through the fruits first. First of all, rocket fruit has completely replaced. It has completely replaced Kilo. This to me is unnecessary. First of all, why? Why did Kilo get replaced for a fruit that is completely different to Kilo? Like, it has no relation to Kilo at all. Like, if you know anything about what Kilo looked like, you know it does not look like Rocket. You know, and you might not have played the update. You might not have used Rocket Fruit. Oh boy, well, I can show you what it looks like because I have Perm Rocket because Kilo isn't here. I bought this before the update. Error. Turn off your transformation. I don't wanna. Anyway. So, I don't know why Missile Fist is deactivated. That's kind of funny. But, you know. This is what Rocket looks like. That does not look like Kilo to me. That also doesn't look like Kilo to me. Neither does that. And it looks pretty cool. I wouldn't call it, like, a legendary or mythical. And I think that's why it replaced Kilo. Is because, it doesn't pertain to max level players. So, because of that, we have to replace a fruit that, like, nobody uses, but people still like because it's funny. Let's replace Kilo. Nobody likes Rocket. I hate to tell you, nobody likes Rocket. At least from what I've seen. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. Like, I've not heard anybody talking about Rocket. I think it's such a nothing thing to talk about. Like, there's nothing to talk about with Rocket other than it replaced Kilo. And it's not even as funny. Because Kilo, we all know Kilo is bad. Okay? It was basically the same move, copy and pasted. You know, over and over and over. And just did slightly more damage. Okay? Like, sure. Nobody liked Kilo. Like, but we didn't need to do all that. I'm sorry. Like, we did not need to replace Kilo entirely. Bring Kilo back, put it back into the game, and make Rocket, like, I don't know, as expensive as, like, maybe a little more expensive than Spin, but less expensive than Chop. Like, I don't know how you would do that, but that seems fair to me. Like, that adds up to me. That adds up in my book. But that's just me. Because I don't think it's better than Chop, honestly. Like, I honestly put Rocket above Spin and above Spring, but below Chop. Like, it's definitely not one of the best fruits in the common category, but it is definitely, like, better than the first two, in my opinion. And Spring is the worst. Like, Spin got a revamp and is actually, like, better than it was before. So it goes above Spring now, but Spring is the absolute worst. And if any fruit should have gotten replaced, it should have been Spring. Honestly, Spring is so terrible. I don't like it. Anyway, let's talk about the mammoth fruit. I'll get to sound. Don't worry. I'll get to sound. First of all, with mammoth, I'm not too sure about it. Like, I don't like mammoth, to be fair. The way I saw it and the way it was represented, to me, is very boring. And don't get me wrong, I like the color red. Because, pretty much, to me, what mammoth is it's a weird conglomeration, whatever the word is. Glamoration, it might be. But, you know, conglomeration or globeration, whatever that word is. I'm not looking up a fucking dictionary for that. It's a weird mix of, like, 3 different fruits. Like, it's a beast, so, you know, there's a transformation. So, okay, clearly not original. But that's to be expected from a literal fruit that requires a transformation. But the transformation really doesn't do much. Like, in my personal opinion, like, it doesn't really change much about it. Oh, it makes it hit farther and harder. Okay. Like, it really doesn't change much. Like, you could have kept the same shadowy figure for it. I don't know why you had to, like, change it and make an actual model, because the actual model isn't even that cool. Like, it's not that interesting. Mammoth, to me, is just not that interesting. I don't find that much interest in it. And it's like... Also, they appeared to like the color red a lot with Mammoth, which makes absolutely no sense. And to me, just feels off. It feels off-putting and doesn't feel right to me. And that's just me, maybe. You know, I don't like Mammoth. I don't really think it's interesting. And also, to be fair, I don't like fruits that are being added for the sole purpose of, hear me out here, for the max levels to use. That's really all it feels like. Like, oh, Mammoth is released. It's right now, like, the literal price of Leopard, I'm pretty sure. And people are paying literally 2 leopards or 2 dragons for it. And it's like, okay, sure. Whatever. It's new, so it's gonna be, like, stocked the fuck up and, like, really high. It's gonna be like inflation just hit. So, of course, people are gonna want it a lot. But moving on from Mammoth, let's talk about sound. Now, I saved the best for last on this one because I really didn't ask for sound. And at first, when I was like, oh, we're getting sound in Mammoth, that's really it. Like, okay, whatever. Sound actually looks cool and actually looks fun. Now, I might be a little biased here because I'm a musician and I like music and whatever. So sound fruit is more geared to me, personally. I feel personally attacked with this fruit. And also it's rainbow colored, which I'm pretty sure music is not rainbow colored, which makes it very gay. So this makes it feel oddly like it's more geared towards me. Devs, are you trying to say something? Anyway, I'm kidding. That is a complete joke. The devs have no clue that I'm playing their game. They could care less that I'm playing their game because I'm not a max level player and don't plan to ever be a max level player. Why do you think I'm grinding bones? I'm grinding bones instead of grinding levels. That's so crazy. But it's like, you know, so sound fruit is like actually kind of fucking cool in my opinion. I don't know exactly what the tempo meter does. I genuinely have no clue why they even added it. Like, I've heard someone say, oh, it's supposed to make the attacks faster. But they look the exact same speed to me. So I don't know. Maybe it makes the music faster. Because that's what a tempo is. It's beats per minute. So, get fucking destroyed. Added music theory to your fucking game. Get wrecked. Anyway, that's not the point. So to me, that's really it. They revamped some swords. I'm not sure if they revamped all of them. But if they did, that's absolutely amazing. Whatever. But they didn't do the models yet. Except for Darkblade. In which someone did say, oh no, they're not doing the models. They are. I mean, I literally saw them. People have seen them. Come on. You can't just say they're not doing models when people have literally seen it on Twitter on an official account. Like an official Twitter account. Do I know where it comes from? No. I don't research that stuff on Twitter because it's kind of dumb and also hard to do. So I don't do that. All I know is that there is an image spread around of a bunch of either completely new swords or revamped models of already existing ones. Of course, they're all like first C and second C, so I understand why nobody really cares. Because most of the player base is like third C. People being like, no, the badges. Yeah, well, most people don't make it past the first C if you look at the badges. So, I'm just saying, kind of proved my point there. And months ago, this game didn't even have, 0.1% of its player base in the third C to begin with. It had, well, literally had 0.1%. It didn't have 0.2, it had 0.1. And then the amount of players that made it to second C was 0.2. So get absolutely demolished, buddy. I did not English there, but English is Englishing. I have killed so many fucking dudes. How many bones do I have? If I don't have 1,000, Jesus Christ, I have 984. All of this for some fucking fire essence. Anyway, not the point of the video. And anyway, the swords, I mean, I only have Spiky Trident, and I only have one move on it. I don't really care about the swords. The swords can literally just not exist, and I wouldn't care. I'm gonna be real. Like, I only have 3 fucking stats that I can put shit in. Yes, I have 4 refunds. I've had these since the first C because I don't care about swords and guns that much. Like I said, sword and gun can just not exist, and I wouldn't care because I don't use any of them. I have them on my hotbar. I have 2 of them on my hotbar. I don't use them. I've not really once used them, actually. Like, I use the sword for movement every once in a while. And that's when I'm crossing the ocean with a different fruit than Buddha and or Portal. Because I have Perm, Portal, and Buddha. So I don't need movement moves. But I have them. Why not? I'm going to check if it's nighttime in-game. But it's like, I don't care enough to do any of that. I really could care less about swords. It is night. I can go pray. So, really, to me, that doesn't matter. And then we got a new island for 3rd C only. Alright, sick. We got a whole new island for 3rd C. Tiki Outpost. And a new level cap. That's 100 levels above the previous one. So it's 2,550 now. Cool. I could really care less about that. We have 1 new island. 3rd C only. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, yeah. Oh, wait, I actually want to be down here. And then, if anything else was really added, can't think about it. Let me pull up the post. So we have added danger meter to detect safety. Where is that? I'm going to actually show you that this is actually just fake news, because I've never seen that. I have actively never seen a fucking danger meter. And I've used boats. It just doesn't exist. When was this game last updated? A day ago. I don't believe you. 2 days ago. Okay, I didn't refresh the page. 2 days ago. They could have probably did a bug fix. That's kind of what I'm thinking it might be. So hold on, I might get proven wrong here and it might actually exist. Because it was bugged and just didn't show up. Hold on. Yeah, either I'm high or there is no danger meter. Like, literally confirmed. Where's the danger meter if it exists? Like, where? Is it a 1st C only thing? Is it a 2nd C only thing? Is it not to 3rd C? Like, what do you mean there's a danger meter? I'm not seeing it. If it's real, I don't see it. Where is it? Maybe you have to be far out. Maybe I'm not doing it right. But I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it. I really don't have to drive this all the way back. I can just use Portal, but I don't feel like it. I want to waste time. Let me waste time. I have to wait 2 hours anyway. Let me waste time. I need more bullets. Anyway, so. Anyway, moving on. I really don't see the point in, saying that there's a danger meter when there's actively not a danger meter, but, you know, maybe it's bugged. I'll give devs benefit of the doubt. It's bugged. And it just doesn't show up. They also spelled safety wrong. It's safety or safte. Added brand new fruit models. Yeah, actually, let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about the fruit models. They're very adorable. And they're cool. Except for Gravity. Gravity is just... I don't like Gravity. I've never liked Gravity, though. So, that's just me. There's a raid boss and a mini boss. I don't really care about that. Oh, yeah, the fighting style. Sanguine Arts. I really don't care. Added a new sword. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what that is. They've reworked a lot of swords, which I already talked about. They've added new boats, which you kind of just saw. Which is fine. I really could care a lot less about that, actually. I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest. They renamed Pot of Pain, and also it says here that they renamed Revive to Ghost. Let's just do a check. Yep. Still Revive Fruit. I unstore it. It's still Revive Fruit. And even then, if I open the shop and scroll up to Revive, it's still Revive Fruit. This is a blatant lie. So, fix your fucking game. They also added new accessories, which we don't need to talk about. And they added new materials, which we don't need to talk about. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere in here about them adding enchantments. Added weapon enchantments. Scrolls. Craft the scrolls. They upgrade your weapon, giving them special attributes. And I have one minor issue with that. I don't care that they're trying to, like, add new stuff to keep the game fresh. I don't mind that. That's not the part that I care about. The thing is, I don't think it's done right, because, A, I'm pretty sure it's a sword-only thing. It might be for guns as well, but I'm going to say it's a sword-only thing, just for convenience. So, if it applies to guns, just say it applies to guns post-production, man. Yeah. To me, I really don't think it's good because it makes you focus on the math going into your sword rather than, you know, actually having fun with the game. Because it gives you a bunch of attributes like, oh, this does more damage to people using a Zoan fruit. Or this one does more damage to people using a Permesia fruit. You know, it's like, I don't care. I don't really... Why? Like, that to me is really dumb. Or, like, it does extra damage to this type of enemy, or something like that. Or it gives you more loot drops. I'm not entirely sure what they all do. I really didn't read any of that. I did not read all that, I'm gonna be honest. You know, and to me, it's focusing on math. And you might say, oh, you play Dead by Daylight. Why are you talking about fucking math in video games? Okay, that's a different story. Dead by Daylight was built on math. Like, it was built on being a mathematical game that you had to actually use math in order to play. And I find that interesting. But I'm not gonna do math just to figure out if my weapon is better against a fucking beast type or a fucking elemental type, okay? I don't care. I am not doing all that. You know, I don't need to figure out if my sword will do what I want it to do. Or a sea beast hunting sword. That shit would be cool. Like, yeah. Sword does more damage to sea beasts. Cool. Like, I feel like if it wasn't if there was no PvP aspect to the attributes, I'm pretty sure people wouldn't care about it. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. People would not actually give a shit about the scrolls. They would just say, oh yeah, they tried to add new stuff to the game to keep it interesting and fresh, but it's only for PvE stuff, so I don't care. And I feel like that's how it is, because this game is heavily built on PvP. For, like, no reason at all. Like, I have no interest in PvP in this game, because it's, unironically to me, really boring. If I actually gained something out of it, and before people are like, oh, bounty and honor. No. I don't count that as gaining anything. What do I gain from getting bounty and honor? I'm already at 2.5 million. I don't need more bounty. I'm fine where I'm at. I'm not suffering from success. Okay? I'm perfectly fine having the bounty I currently have. I don't want more bounty. I don't care about bounty. Oh, but you're at a crew. You must care. I don't. I really, really don't. I don't care about bounty. I don't have an interest in fighting people. I don't have an interest in PvP. I really don't. You know, I have no interest in it. And that's why I think there needs to be a turn-off PvP option. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. Like, if you had the option to just opt out of PvP altogether, I can assure you that a lot of First C players would opt out of PvP. Now, of course, you would have the issue of, oh, but then max levels are going to steal your kills. Or high levels, to be more precise, will steal your kills because they want to PvP you, and that's all they care about, is the PvP aspect in First and Second C, for whatever reason. Which is why I think also they need a stat level cap. Like, in First C, cap people to being 700. Your stats only calculate to level 700. Or your stats only calculate to level 1500 in Second C. Or if that's quote-unquote unfair, do 100 levels above that. Where it's 800, or maybe even 1600. Which is still vastly unfair, mind you. But at least there's a stat level cap, so you can't just, like, one-shot a First C player unless, like, they're level 1. And even then, you can't PvP them. Which, by the way, why is it level 20 you're allowed to PvP? Why? It makes no sense to me why it's that low. Like, just remove it from the game at that point, because it doesn't do anything. Because at level 21 can fight someone that is level 2,550. That makes a lot of sense. No, it really fucking doesn't. Someone that is well over 2,500 levels higher than you is not suitable to fight you. I'm sorry. Like, that just makes no sense. So honestly, there needs to be quality of life for First and Second C players to avoid PvP entirely. Or to be able to avoid PvP entirely. If you want to have the button only for First and Second C, that would be great. At least it's a change. Yes, I would love it for the Third C because I really don't care about PvP and that's just me. But add something that prevents people from going back and going to First and Second C to begin with. First of all, you can trade in Third C. Why do you feel the need to go back to Second C to trade? The only reason I go to Second C to trade is because that's where a lot of people are for trading. That's where people are for trading usually, is Second C. I gained a level, that's crazy. That's where people usually are. So I'm like, okay, well, if that's where most of the higher levels are for trading, I'll just trade that. I'll trade in Second C. Whatever. Fine. But the only reason I can really think of that a high level, other than what I just stated, is what I do, I'm pretty sure people do. I'm 100% certain that people do go to Second C for legitimate trading that isn't for scamming low levels. But I'm pretty sure a lot of it is still scamming low levels and getting rid of, like, their quote-unquote high-value fruits for something that isn't worth anything. Like, I've seen, just the other day, someone was trading gravity. And it wasn't a low level, it was a max level. Or at least a decently high level. If you don't believe that it's a max level, because they were level 2,550, but, you know, it was a max level, and they were trading gravity. And then, literally someone said, oh, I can trade you the Phoenix for gravity. Which is an L trade, if you could ever call out an L trade. And then they were like, no, gravity is worth more than a Phoenix. And then they ended up trading, like, Rumble for a fucking gravity. Which is a huge L. Because nobody wants gravity. Nobody cares about gravity. Let's just be honest. Pain and gravity are two fruits that nobody wants. Nobody cares about. They're just legendary and mythical to be legendary and mythical, I guess. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, do we really care about these fruits? Do we honestly, like, care that these fruits exist? No, I don't. Like, I legitimately do not. I think they could honestly go down to being... Like, gravity could go down to a legendary, I wouldn't care. Pain could go down to a rare, and I wouldn't care. Actually, I want Pain to go down to a rare, because I'm still gonna go on about this. Legendaries have the most fruits, and mythicals have the second most fruits. Okay, let's count. Let's do a roll call count. Hold on. I don't have every mythical or legendary, so I can't count those. But I can count to you all of the commons, uncommons, and rares. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 commons. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 uncommons. They are equal. And equally cared about because nobody likes them. Nobody cares about them. And then we have the rares. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 rares in the entire game. There were 6, but they turned into Love and Portal. And I can't show you Portal because I don't have Portal in physical form. So we gotta go here. And then for our legendaries, we have 1, which is Quake, 2, Buddha, 3, Love, 4, Spider, 5, Sound, 6, Phoenix. Wow, that rhymes. 7, Portal, 8, Rumble, 9, Pain, 10, Blizzard. That is 10 fruits in the legendary category. And for mythical, get this. There's 1, Gravity, 2, Mammoth, 3, Doe, 4, Shadow, 5, Venom, 6, Control, 7, Spirit, 8, Dragon, and 9, Leopard. That is double the rare category, plus 1. And then, legendary 1-ups mythical. Nuh-uh. There's no reason that we should have 4 whole-ass rares in the game, and then there's 10 legendaries and 9 mythicals. I'm pretty sure if you added it up, mythicals and legendaries outbeat all 4 categories, or all 3 categories that aren't legendary and mythical combined. And I mean, if you combined legendaries and mythicals, and then combined the first 3, I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be enough, because first of all, 7 plus 7 is 14. So there you go. That's commons and uncommons. And then add the rares. That's 18. So that means there's 19 legendaries and mythicals. They one up the previous 3 categories. Re-add Kilo. Re-add it. Why is it even gone? Why was it removed? You could have added Rocket Fruit and made them exactly even, which still isn't fair in my opinion at all. There should definitely be way more rares. So to me, it's fucking bullshit. It's kind of bogus, and I don't agree with it at all. It's like, why are mythicals and legendaries the most abundant rarity? It makes no sense to me. They're the most abundant rarity because why? Max level players? High level players? Like, what's the reasoning? Like, mythicals are borderline unusable in first and second C. And I say borderline because they're more usable in second C than first. And even so, they're borderline unusable in first and second C because their cooldowns are horrendous to those players. And even then, like, of course you could say, oh, but Buddha exists. Buddha exists. Yes, Buddha exists because you don't fucking need to use it. You just need the transformation and you're good. You need Buddha at Mastery 1 for anything. You don't need to mastery this shit up. I'm just saying. Honestly, I think Buddha needs a revamp. Complete overhaul to make it less of what it is right now. It should be a pure grinding fruit. It should not be able to do a lot of the things it can do. Like right now, I'm hitting all of these motherfuckers from afar. They can't even touch me. Now, if you remove the defense buff, would it really matter? Absolutely not. And I'm not saying remove the defense buff. That is not at all what I'm saying. Probably reduce it would be fair in my opinion. Because, oh, I don't know. It doesn't need to be as high as it is. If I remember correctly, it's like 8 times your normal defense. I could be wrong about that. It could be more like 2 or 4 times, but still, a lot of defense. And it might not even be a multiplier, it might be a percent. It might be like 80%, and that's where I'm getting the number 8 from. Which is still really high. I mean, if I was on my other account, I could just use Water Body, and I would just be fine. Literally. I'm kidding. I would not use Water Body in Buddha, that's just overkill. That's really cringe. And even then, I'd probably only use it for grinding, so there's really no point in that. So, yeah, I just don't really see a whole point that Buddha has a bunch of PvP potential. And also is really good for bullying people that's lower level than you. So, I really don't feel that Buddha is entirely fair to all players. It is not made equal for everybody. It is made equal for the high levels that don't really care about the grinding aspect, but care about what I'm doing right now to all of these possessed mummies. I guess it's pretty good farming fruit if you want fucking bones, because holy shit, I've been at this for about an hour. At least. Just grinding bones. So yeah, the only thing I will ask for a future update is at least one cool fruit that I'll care about. And also, definitely more rares. Absolutely more rares. Right now, the rare category is hurting for fruits. I mean, why does it exist? I'm gonna ask this question right here, right now. Why does it even exist? There's 4 whole fruits in the category. One of them can be bumped up to legendary, and then the other 3 can easily be an uncommon, and nobody would care. I'm just being honest. Nobody cares about light fruit, nobody cares about rubber, and nobody cares about barrier. I'm gonna be honest. Nobody cares. Nobody asked for these fruits. Nobody wants these fruits. They can just literally go die, and nobody would care. And even then, a couple updates ago, rubber got a rework and got buffed. Come on, man. It's still something nobody wants, and I'm 100% certain it's because of its rarity. And now let's talk about magma. Magma is, in my opinion, a really good rare fruit. It could be legendary, even. Honestly, okay, come back in 1 hour? Is that supposed to be 1 hour or 101 minutes? Because it says minutes. not hours. Devs, fix your buggy ass game. I'm kidding. But yeah. Only thing I ask for is, more rare fruits. Or just outright remove the rarity. Outright remove the rarity, or give me more fruits in that rarity. Come on. Love and Door were literally rare. And yes, I agree. They need buffed. Well, Love needed buffed, and, Door needed to be better. And it turned into Portal, so I'm really not complaining there. But we need fruits in the rare category. We need fruits there. And then a lot of people are, like one of my friends, which I think this is a completely dumb take, personally. Rares are fine as they are. They're in a good place. No, they are fucking not. If you honestly think, for the balance of your game's rarity, you think having four things in one specific rarity is justified and fair, I think you're kind of just dumb. Because there's no way. And people might be like, oh, but, there's also swords in that rarity. We're talking about fruits, not fucking swords, okay? Which is a completely different way of thinking completely. Because, yes, swords have rarity. I have 2 rare swords. I have 1 uncommon sword. And I have 3 common swords. And then I also have 2 legendaries and 1 mythical. And yes, I seriously have Spiky Trident on and not Hollow Scythe because I really don't care. Get absolutely trolled. How long do I have to wait for a fruit? 58 minute. I rolled Spring earlier. So mad. Actually malding. But yeah, I'm just saying. I'm really not too happy with the update. Overall. Here's the overall thoughts. Not too happy with the update. I think it's acceptable as a mini update. I think it's acceptable. However, for 8 months, this is a huge disappointment. For the people who waited 8 months, this is a huge disappointing update. Especially with all that was promised throughout those 8 months. Absolutely disappointing that this is what we get. Next, let's talk about the next thing. Personally, I only waited about 5. Because I didn't even know any announcement was made that there's more stuff coming. There's more stuff coming later this year. So I've only been waiting about 5. And that's just me. So I'm just saying. I'm not as disappointed as maybe someone that, was playing for a while. And I did see someone that just got to the update, yesterday. It was their first day playing the update. And they were super hyped about the update. And then they, reviewed some stuff. And they were like, yeah, no, I'm quitting this game. And traded all of their good fruits for L trades. And then literally got rid of their portal and said, all right, and that's the last fruit I have. I'm quitting the game. I kind of wish I recorded it, but I didn't. And that, to me, is insane. I don't think I could imagine where one whole ass update makes people quit the game. Now, in my personal opinion, quitting a game over an L update is really stupid. Like an entire game. What if you spent money on it? Come on, man. Then you're just quitting a game for, no reason. I understand, taking a break. But doing stuff like that, to me, is so stupid. And I do kind of feel bad for the guy, but only a little bit. Because at the end of the day, I think he's really dumb for that. I think that is a huge L decision over an L update. Which, to me, I don't really think this update is a massive L. I don't think it's a little L either. I don't think this update is a W. Absolutely not. This update is absolutely not a W. I think it's well-rounded. I think it's okay. I don't think it was worth the wait. That's what I'm saying. I think it's fine for what it is, but it is not worth the wait. And because of that, You have a W and an L. Mix them together, and you have a draw or a tie. And that's what this update feels like to me. Overall, it's fine. I really don't care about a lot of the stuff that was added. I really don't care. I could care less, actually. But I'm not a dev. And if I was, I probably would be constantly yelling about the rare category. Oh yeah, I have to come back later. Whoops, my bad. So, that's my stance. I'm going to end the video. I'm gonna actually talk to Uzoth real quick, even though I don't know where he's at exactly. I think he's like up here somewhere. He's somewhere around here. I know that. I'm not entirely sure where. I could look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Let's look up where he's at, guys. Let's look it up. Anyway. Okay. Where is Mr. Uzoth? Pretty sure, at least. Where are you, buddy? In the wheel. Okay. He's up here. Found him. Alright. So I need fire essence. That's what I know. Which, as far as I know, I'm gonna leave this in just real quick because I want to. If anybody knows, correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong about this, because I've looked it up and I can only find out that this is the only way you can get a fire essence. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about Death King being the only way. I've looked it up. I've seen on the actual wiki. I've tried. I've legitimately tried. I've done research. I don't know if there's another way to get it. I don't think so. Yeah, because what I'm reading right here says that it's only available here. Yeah, so I've got no idea. If this is not the only way. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. If this is not the only way, I would like to know an alternative. And also, I would like a link to proof. Probably shouldn't ask for links of proof. Never mind. Don't give me a link to prove your point. Don't do that. If you post links in the comments, I will absolutely demolish your comment. I will kill it. Join my Discord, post a screenshot in screenshots. Is that what the channel is called? Actually, don't do screenshots, do Game Corner. Post a screenshot in Game Corner if you have proof of something else being able to work. Thank you. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video now. And, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.